What's up, YouTube? I go by the name D-O-N-E-Y, Donny Pure. And I have JB with me. I have Barry with me.
I'm sorry.
And today we have a trending issue. That's Shatta Wale's issue that we are coming to digest today. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share and like, and then click on the notification bell so that anytime we post, you get the video first. So let's go. JB, there's an issue.
Yeah.
Shatta Wale deleting his album from the YouTube,
Yeah.
and Barry too. I think you've heard of it.
Yeah, I've seen a video like that.
So, but we are not going to talk about that from the beginning.
Okay.
It's an album that he has deleted. So I want us to tackle it from this level. What is an album? Let's tackle albums first.
Okay.
So what you know about album, and then what you also know about album.
Well, an album is a composition of songs. Could be a max of 8 to 10 or 15, depending on the story you want to abide by. So basically, what I tell most of my music friends, based on what an album really encompasses, is based on the fact that, like, take it as a life story, right? You have the beginning, you have the middle ground where things happen, you have the ending. There might be some suspense in the middle, there may be some emotions, there may be some ups and downs. You need to make sure that whoever listens to your song follows through. And that's a fail from my point of view, based off of experience and listening to many songs on an album, has that kind of experience from start to finish, just to give the listener an experience.
Okay, so basically, so good evening to our viewers. I go by the name Barry, aka the singing god. Just like the host said from the beginning, we actually want to dissect or dive deep into some matters arising in the showbiz industry. So the issue popping up about Shatta Wale trying to delete his album from some streaming platforms and all that. Okay, so basically the first question is, what is an album?
Yeah.
So just like my guy said, an album is basically a combination or compilation of 2 or more songs, specifically more than 10 songs. Yes, that makes up an album. So as an artist, you record series of single tracks or songs, and then you put them together to make an album. So it starts from 10 going. If it is less than 10, it is an EP, that is extended play.
Okay.
So in an artist's career, they need to have an album. Yes, and it's part of your portfolios as an artist, because if you tell somebody that you're an artist, though you have single songs, there might be single songs that have really taken or have made waves in the industry, but then what really qualifies you as a professional artist is to have an album or an EP. So album is basically a compilation of single tracks together. Yes,
I think you are in a way tackling my next question already.
Okay.
The importance of album to an artist.
Oh, okay. But the importance of an album to an artist, one of the things is if you have a huge platform base, true fans. One thing I say about true fans is people that would follow you wherever you go, people that will listen to your song regardless of where you play it, what show. Should your songs come with some merch designs, as in t-shirts and everything, anything that it touches that comes after with the album, it helps it boost streams and sales in general. So one of the importance of an album is based on the fact that after it telling the story, after you getting the story out there, after you sending a message, letting the fans really correlate to whatever you're saying, it also helps in general, like having a portfolio for a business on the side of an artist.
Yeah. It builds your catalog.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Platform
yeah,
base increases your streams and gets you as much financial base as possible. Yeah.
Okay, Barry.
Yeah, so yes, just like we are all saying, yes, albums are very important when it comes to an artist's career. I know there are a couple of artists out there who don't have albums. they keep on releasing singles. An example is Kofi Kinata.
Sure.
Kofi Kinata doesn't have an album. One way or the other, every artist has a reason why they would want to release an album. But albums are very important when it comes to an artist's career. Now, one importance of album to an artist is that it makes people actually understand your genre, because when you compose or you produce an album, people get to listen to you more. Because when you release single songs, it's just once in a blue moon you give them a single song and they are just used to single and all that. But when you compose an album, people get to listen to you well, because just like my guy said from the beginning, some of the album tells a story, you understand? So when you compose an album and people listen to it, they get to listen to other side of you, you understand? Because you are going to tackle on different issues in the album. You are going to feature other artists and all that. So when you have an album as an artist, it gives people the opportunity to look at how you react or how you how do I call it? You sound with people. When you come together with people, how do you sound? Because with singles, it's basically only you on a single beat or on a song. You understand? But with the album, sometimes you might want to collaborate with other artists. So I think albums are very important.
I'm not cutting you short, but there are some albums that the artists did alone. Example,
without featuring anybody. It's also there. And then, just like I said, one, it makes people get to listen to other areas of you. You understand? You cannot listen to a song from... Yes. You cannot listen to only one song from an artist, okay? And then say that the artist is good. You get it? Sometimes, based on the artist's album, the album that the artist will bring out, you get to know that this particular artist is very good. There are so many subject matters the artist can tackle. You understand? So in as much as sometimes you might not want to feature someone on your album, it also gives people the opportunity to listen to you more, other things you can talk about. And then also, when it has to do with you featuring or collaborating with another artist, people get to know how you sound together with another person on a beat or on a rhythm. So albums are very important. Yes.
Do you have anything to
and with what he's saying is very true. Because before the album came out, there have probably been other projects that have been in the market, and fans being fans, they always want to listen, get to learn more about you. An album is one of the main things that let them get to know a part of the world in your life that they didn't know ever existed. They were like, okay, you are much more like heavy blended into hip hop or maybe dancehall, but they get to find out, okay, now you have an Afro fusion. How does that work? And you sound very natural and talented on it. How did you do it?
The stories you are going to talk about.
Exactly. And it gels so much. They'd be like, okay, now that is, and people are really attracted to novelty, something that is new, something that they haven't heard of, right? With the likes of platforms emerging like TikTok and everything, anyone can just kind of play your song and dance with it. They can literally use your song to sell something on there. That's what makes these things stand out. It's very true.
Okay. So the production process of an album, if we know something about, you can let us, the audience, know something about the process.
Well, one of the major steps of making an album, I would say, is the story behind the whole thing. You need to have something that, regardless of how much in-depth the production is, we would be able to tell from A to Z what the artist, because an artist, from an artistic point of view, you're still painting a picture. Where you put in the color on the canvas, say, should it be oil painting, should it be water, should it be, the surface on it you're doing it with, how big of a large space should it be, what are you painting, is it portrait, is it landscape, how far are you willing to go, how many drawings are you willing to give? So I feel like from an artistic point of view, an album starts with a story. From the beginning, with every story, there's probably a lovely beginning, or it could be a sad beginning, and always get to end with a part where the listener gets to even tell their own viewpoint on how this thing gels much, how they get to relate to, because in and of itself is actually a message putting out there. So if you get to do a song and it be regardless, right? But just because they can relate to what you're saying, it's one of the things that makes it more relatable in order to kind of make a good album.
So it means that before you release an album or during the process, you should plan the album.
Exactly.
You should plan the kind of songs, the kind of messages that you're going to bring
so
out.
Just like he started, okay, album, as we are all saying, that is a compilation of singles together, like single songs, put them together as an album. Start with a story, like it has a concept, a message you want to preach. Okay, so for example, somebody's album, Stonebwoy's album, was Epistles of Mama. Okay, so it could probably mean that he wants to sing or preach about the epistles of his mom or something. You get it? Somebody also said jams. You understand? So before you start with an album, there should be a plan. The plan is, which group am I targeting? There should be an audience you want to. Maybe you want the album to be a general album where we could have you get it, not the genre per se, but that's in the message.
Okay,
maybe you want the message to get to old people. You want the message to get to young people. You understand? So composition of an album,
talking about love stories,
starts with a message or a story. What do you want to talk about? Do you understand? What do you want the album to be? Then straightforward, you move straight into the productions, where you meet your producer, the melodies, the kicks and everything goes in. Then you now choose other artists you want to bring on board. So after the planning and all that, the storyline, the subject matter, what you want to talk about, the next thing is to go straight into the production. Studio, beat, rhythm, recording.
The kind of engineer.
So sometimes there are some artists that record the song. Then they now listen to the song and say, okay, this song, Kinata or Nyumwemu. So make we bring Kinata on board. Then quickly they contact Kinata. So there are other artists who also from the beginning feel, okay, fine, this album I want to talk about love. Let me look at artists who are good in talking about love. Kim Promise Yebako, Kwame Eugene Yebako. So they will start writing their names down. Do you get it? Then they reach out to them, then they start. There are people who would want to do their part and then later call in for another artist to come and put their verse on it. Others too want the other artist to start the whole thing. Even though it's for them, they will tell the artist that, okay, fine, this is what I want to do, so create something. Yes, that's what people do. Especially the rappers.
They do it together. They want to meet in the studio.
So sometimes the rappers do that. The rapper, okay, planning and plotting. Okay, that's a Medical's album. So planning and plotting. Okay, fine. Shatta Wale, I want to put you on my album. So create something. Then you come in with your own. You understand? So it depends on how you want to go about it. But the most important part is the message you want to preach. Yes. Then from there it's about production, mixing and mastering, indoor listening. Then you move on to how you want to distribute it and all that. So basically that is it. That is the production process when it comes to album.
You have anything to?
Even like my guy said about the creative process, right?
Okay.
When he was talking about it, it dawned on me. There's actually, with every music instrument, even with your voice, let's say there are situations whereby you may be delivering a talk or a speech, and you are in a very emotional state. You could be crying, you could be excited. The tonality within your voice is going to change.
Yes.
It goes along with every other instrument. I believe not all artists, but some may not just get to recognize their voice as an instrument on its own. You have every key in your voice the same way you have every key on a piano, on a guitar, xylophone, or a violin. The only thing that makes it different is based on the fact that, let's say if you're singing or making a song about love, and maybe it's a sad one or maybe it's an exciting one, you'll be more on the left keys on the piano if it's on a sad one.
Okay.
And more on the right keys on the side. So you notice like when you're really on the right keys, getting further to the right, it's more like an upbeat, very much excited kind of tonality up there. But when it comes to the downside on the bassy or even including the black keys, that makes it minor on some cases. It puts it in a different kind of mood altogether. And that also helps the creation process depending on the message, like you said, you're sending out.
Yeah, it's true. So you are basically looking at the instrumentation aspect of the composition. Yeah, it's also important. Just like I was saying, that it all depends on the concept behind the album, the message. You understand the storyline behind the album, because somebody can say that, okay, fine, I want this album to have a high life kind of feel. Do you understand? In this case, the artist will choose their producers wisely. Okay, Apietus can play high life rhythms well, so I'll go for Apietus on this album. This person is good in playing Afrobeat, but then confuse high life. Then choose. So I think the selection of the producers also comes to play when it comes to the production process, because you cannot choose any producer for just anything, just like that.
Very true.
Somebody who wants to go into hip hop album will not go and pick a producer who is not a hip hop based producer.
Exactly.
You understand? They will go for the MOGs, the A-Towns, and so on and so forth, because they are actually towing the hip hop line. Do you get it? So selecting producers for the album also comes to play when it comes to the creative process or the production process.
Okay, so after the whole album is done, there should be distribution. The way the songs will go into various streaming platforms. So that is where Shatta's matter comes in. I don't know if they didn't have any contract agreement before distributing the songs to the distribution platform.
So
because let me come in for where I watched a video when the manager was talking about monetary issues. I think the percentage they were giving Shatta, like they are not okay with it. So there's a question I want to ask: is it that they didn't go into contracts before, or there was no lawyer to explain things to them?
So with what you're saying, every production comes with agreement. Yes, in terms of music, every production comes with an agreement. From the beat to the songwriting comes with an agreement, to the featuring and everything. So even after deciding on what you want to preach out in your album, going for an artist to be on an album comes with some kind of agreement. Choosing a particular producer to produce any of the songs on your album also comes with agreement. Choosing somebody to write the song also comes with agreement. You understand? So when it comes to music making, there is agreement. So just like we are saying, after producing the album and all that, now your album is ready for the market. How do you market your album? You distribute it on streaming platforms. Do you understand? So in this case, there are some distribution platforms that you have to go into terms and agreement with them. You understand? They have music promoters around. So with Shatta's issue like this, from what I heard, I learned he had some agreement with some music promoters, and then I think streaming platforms and all that outside Ghana. Now what I know about agreement is that you sit down and put things on paper. You understand? You come into terms and agreements, terms and conditions, percentages and all that. You get it? So when it happens like this, I want you to I want you to distribute my song for me. I want you to promote my song. Okay, what's the percentage here? 50-50, 60-40. Okay, we put it on paper. You agree, I agree. Then we distribute the song. We we promote the song. When the monetary, the aspect when the money comes, the income, the revenue comes, then depending on the agreement, then we share the percentage. Okay. Yes, so basically, if you want somebody to distribute, or if you want to work with a distribution platform, it comes with agreement and all that.